Hello everyone and welcome back to another Stormworks video. In this video we are back with the Fix Your Creations episode here on my channel. This is a series where you guys submit your own creations to be fixed. I take a look at them, see what's wrong, and then try and fix the problem. So with that said, let's jump straight into it and let's get started. So the first creation that we're going to have a look at today was submitted, and the creator's got two issues here. Now these are two relatively okay issues. I mean, one is very big and one is something you need to resolve straight away, and the second one is just something that we need to go and tweak. So the first issue the creator's saying is that when they spawn this plane in, they're flying around for a while and then all of a sudden the actual whole plane goes and despawns. So that's the first issue. The second issue the creator's having is the alt shoot hold. Apparently the alt shoot hold is not really working. They turn it on, it goes way too high and then goes way too low. So we're going to see if we can fix those two things for the creator today. So with that said, let's go and have a little look around. So I can see straight away I've spawned this in using a mission, and I can see there's a kind of like a base here at the bottom. And I'm presuming that is there because the creator has built this on the oil rig, because this is a very, very big creation. So I'm just going to go and bring this into my workbench. Now my workbench here at the Creative Island is edited, so it is really big. So you can see I can actually spawn this in. Now the reason why this is probably despawning, even though the creator has got a keep active block, is because of this base. This base is acting as the main body of the creation. So when this gets out of range of the player, which it will because obviously the player is inside this plane, the whole creation goes and despawns. So the easiest way to fix this would be to go and remove this bottom piece. And by removing this bottom piece, all of a sudden one of the other objects would become the main body. The second way you could do it is actually just to go and build, for example, if we were to go and grab this, build a block that goes straight down and merge these two pieces together. Now you can see the actual front piece, or for example, actually if we undid that, what if I did it to the main piece of the plane? So this will be the main piece. Go down here, merge that together, and now that should now be red. Give it a few seconds. Does take a few seconds, especially depending on how big the creation is. There we go. So this is now the main body of the plane, and we can come here and then we can just delete all the stuff underneath it. Happy days. There we go. If you still needed the base, you could obviously select it and then make it a new body. But you always, guys, always want to make sure that your part of your plane or helicopter or jet or whatever it is, it has got the main body, and usually that's indicated by the red over here, as you guys can see. Cool, so that's now that has been resolved. Let's go and respawn this in, and then we will test the alt hold and see how that works. Alright, so I've just gone and spawned this in, as you can see, with no base now, so that means this should not despawn when we're actually using it and flying around the world. Now I'm going to see if I can try and open this up and get inside and hopefully fly this thing around. Looks like a little ladder. I mean, this is pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool creation. Like, look how big this is inside here. It's massive. All right, let's get all of these open. Oh, sorry, all these things closed. And let's go up to the cockpit, which I'm guessing is up through here. There's even a ladder system. Wow. All right, this is pretty cool. All right, let's go up. Let's go up. And then I think we should have our thing here. So navigator and pilot. Cool. I mean, armed space shuttle clamps. All right. Throttle, fuel pumps, start engines, flaps down, up and down, send frequency, throttle. Okay, we need some electricity, I think. Alt hold autopilot, unlock wings, nav lights. Cool. There we go. Main switch of electricity. Engines should be running in a few seconds. We're going to take off relatively quite easy and quickly here. I'm not going to bother too much, guys, with you know, taking off properly. Just want to get this thing up in the air as quickly as possible. It brakes. Don't know. Oh, this thing is massive. Look at it. Wow. Absolutely massive, this thing. Alright. Now we get that. We get landing gear up. Let's see how that folds away. Very clean. Very nice. I like that. Alright, let's see how the alt hold works. So, alt hold here. Let's set that to like, what, 500. Do we have a readout of our alt? Yes, we have a readout there. Now let's activate the alt hold. So you can see it goes up, 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 up. Should stop at around 500. Keep on going up. No, it's way, it's gone over it, way past it again. And now, is it eventually going to start going down? Still going up, wow. Alright, so we need to have a look at the alt hold system. Yep, now it's starting to go down, so it overshot that a lot. Alright, okay, let's go back into the workbench and let's see if we can fix that. Alright, so now we're back in the workbench. Let's go have a look and see where this Autoloader is in the plane. I mean, hopefully it won't be too hard to go and spot it. I'm hoping. Maybe there's some logic here. Avionic, aircraft function block, landing gear controls, turbine systems. Okay, I mean, probably the easiest thing is just to follow where it's going. So we have a control panel over here. This is, where is the control panel? There it is there, and this goes, there we go. So AP, and then where else does it go? Down to, there we go, Alt hold, there we go. So it's something on here, so let's click on that, and let's see what's going on inside there. So avionic. Going to the logic, where's the Alt hold system? Is this it here? Yes, Alt hold. Gets turned on, we got a process variable, which is alt current, yes. What's happening? Okay, so they're clamping it, which is cool. It's then negative, it goes out, alright. What settings have they put? Alright, so let's bring this down, way down, let's bring this down. And let's just do like a 0.01, let's go with that. Let's add another 0 here, and yeah, let's go with something like that for now. We'll test that out, see how that works, if it's too quick, too slow, and then we can adjust it accordingly. So we've changed the settings a bit. Always like to start a very basic thing like that. Let's go spawn this in again. I have to do a mission spawner, of course, and then we'll take off again and see how well it works. Alright, we should be going up in the air in a few seconds. There we go. Let's get our landing gear up. Let's also get our alt hold set to 500, and let's activate it and see if it works. So I can see it's going up now. Well, current alt is 200. Nearly 300. It should start slowing down once it gets around to 500. Let's see. Okay, it's still overshooting. Still overshooting. Still going. It's still going. It's still going. Alright. Okay, it's stopping around 650, so that's a little bit better than before. Okay, and now it's going to start going back down. Alright, so it's still overshooting itself. That's perfectly fine. It's a little less than what it's doing before. But I mean, we can still adjust that. So let's bring it back to the workbench and let's adjust that PID setting again. So I'm going to go into our avionic controller. I'm going to go over to the settings here. I'm actually going to change this to 1. We're thinking, that's probably way too much. But just bear with me. And then we're going to go and clamp it. We're going to clamp it to, let's say, 0.03 and 0.3. Okay, so we're just going to clamp it here. So I'm clamping it more. However, the PID itself is going to be a little bit more stronger. We'll see how this works in comparison. I mean, it might work quite well, it might not. We'll have to just wait and see. We can also maybe increase that to maybe like 5. Yeah, let's increase that to 5 for the dampening. Cool. Let's go and spawn that in one more time. All right, let's get landing gear on and let's get my alt hold activated. So you can see how the alt hold is, it's trying to go higher than what it wants to, but because I've clamped it, it's slowly just going up like that. So you can see it's got a very limited bank or limited pitch angle. And then let's see, so it's going up to 300 now. Cool, it's nice and slow, it's nice and slow. It's going up to 400, and I'm hoping it goes to around 500 and starts slowing itself down. Look at that. There we go, 515, 520, and now it's going to start slowing itself down. It might start going down a bit. I mean, it might start going up a bit, but I mean, that's so much better in comparison to what it was. This also might be a little bit too much dampening on there. But, I mean, that's already 100 times better than what it was. Look at that. Beautiful. And we are still slowly increasing our alt here. I mean, we can go back and adjust it even more. Alright, so we're going to go back into the microcontroller, back into avionic, and we're going to go over to our PID controller. So what I'm thinking of changing here is possibly putting like a 0.1 on our iterative gain, and then actually probably even increasing this proportional gain a little bit higher. I mean, we could drop it down to about 0.1 also. Let's put a 0.1 on it for now. Let's see how that one reacts. I mean, we can increase that, we can decrease that. I also don't know what other settings this creator has got on here. See, look, they're timesing it by 0.5. So that could be actually not helping us too much. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get rid of that. Each seat, and then it's got a times 0.5. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that times 0.5 because that might be affecting us a little bit. The negative is fine, I don't care about the negative. Let's update that again. Let's go and see how that's going to work. Cool, I can see why the creator's got that times 0.5. It's obviously just halving it there. so it's not so sensitive. I would obviously change that setting on the seat instead of changing it inside the gyro, or inside the controller, so I should rather say. Let's get alt hold on and everything on. So currently we're at 300. We should be increasing our alt, as you can see. That looks good. About 400. We're getting up to about 5. Yep, there we go. Starting to level off. Starting to go down, back down to about 500. Great. All right. So we're averaging around 510. I mean, that is almost spot on, and you can still, we're still decreasing. So there we go. There is your auto hold fixed. There is your despawning plane fixed. We could now have this plane all the way up to the Arctic if you had enough fuel in it. Maybe you will, I don't know. But yeah, you could just fly this whole thing all the way through to the Arctic if you want to. Yeah, you have definitely enough fuel there. So I mean, yeah, really cool creation. Another one fixed. Not too bad, but yeah, obviously some very important things to get fixed there. Lovely creation also. So that said, let's go and move on to the next one. Alright, and moving on to the next creation. This was submitted saying that the crater's having an issue with the engines not starting and a little bit of stability problems, but I mean, let's focus on the main issue, which is the engine's not working. So let's go and jump in the pilot seat. Let's get a key button, throttle. Okay, so like there's clutch there, there's gear. Alright, seems like it just didn't want to start. Okay, I mean, let's bring us back into the workbench and let's have a little look around and see what's even inside here. Okay, so it looks like the creator is using a dual modular engine setup. Alright, so that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with using a modular engine setup. The modular engine is actually really cool. So let's see what's going on here. So you've got a bank of cylinders, which is going along there. You've got your crankshaft. Yeah, that looks all good, actually. It's going into your clutch. Your clutch is then going into your propellers. I mean, I would add a gearbox on there, to be honest. You've also got electrical engine for one of the propellers. That's interesting. You've got, what is this, cooling? Alright, I mean, that's an interesting way to do your cooling. You should have some type of pump or radiator or something there. So I would personally fix that. What these are there for, I don't know. I'll delete those off. You have got, what is this? Let's see what that is there, hold on. That is throttle for air and throttle for air. Okay. The throttle for air, throttle for air. So air is coming in from here. I mean, your issue is that you might be getting water in that, but okay. You've also got this one. Is that air again? Okay, so you got double air. You've got double air in. Have you got double fuel? I'm hoping you do. Yes, you do. Okay, you've got double fuel in. That's connected there, that's connected there, and that's coming from this. Is this actually filled? It's got diesel in it. It should be filled up. There's no holes in here. No, there isn't. Alright, I mean, everything looks like it should be working, to be honest. I don't see anything out of the blue. The only thing, I mean, I probably would do, just for peace of mind, is I would just attach this to the body of the boat. Sometimes I know we have done testing before where that just doesn't like it. What's up with your cooling? Yeah, your cooling is very funky, but okay, that's fine. We'll leave your cooling as it is. I'm not going to touch it, and the boat should still work. Your exhaust, that is definitely connected. Yes, exhaust is definitely connected to hold on, to up here. Okay, so your exhaust is actually coming out here at the top. Alright, let's see how these engines actually work. So I'm guessing we have got our starter, and that is the key switch. Alright, that's perfectly fine. And then how are you actually controlling this engine is another question. So you've got the air throttles are coming from the throttle lever, and then where does fuel come from? Okay, so it's being divided. Fuel's being divided by what? 2. Okay, so you're dividing the... Okay, so that's half. I mean, it should be alright in theory. So far we haven't really done anything. The only thing I've kind of done here... Also, let's get rid of this. You don't want to join those two engines together. I'm going to run them separately. So everything is pretty much good. The only thing I've done is just added that extra block, and I've deleted a few blocks out of this, but otherwise it should in theory work. Let's go and spawn that in one more time, and let's see how the creator's got this. Oop. Let's go inside there. Yeah, worried if water got inside there. Let's jump in there. So let's get throttle up. Key switch on. It's just like something like engines dying instantaneously. It is definitely using fuel. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab that and I'm going to just bring this up, and we're going to bring this up way up like that. So make sure your air is way up, and that way hopefully we won't get water. Another thing you could do is when you're spawning this in, can you see how it's spawning like up here? Go down to the bottom and do world view, go into your selection grid, move it across a bit and then move it down until it gets to the water line. So like right there or wherever you want. Once you've got that, then obviously you can get rid of this and get rid of the lines and things and then spawn in. Now when you spawn in, see how it doesn't just jump straight away into the water? And there we go. So that's one little tip there. Alright, cool. Let's do this again. Throttle on. Okay, sound a little better. Not great. Hold on. Why have you got... Throttle only works 0 to 1. My guy. Same as this. This works 0 to 1. Does not work any more than that. So that's probably one of your issues there too. Okay, throttle works from 0 to 1, guys. It doesn't work from 0 to 100. So if we were to set, for example, your throttle to like, let's say, this is the air, by the way. Let's say air to like 0.5. That means that we should set the fuel maybe to like 0.2. Let's try to throttle to 1. Let's do your fuel to maybe 0.4. There we go. Look at that. And then you can move this down also. This is why we recommend using a microcontroller for this exact reason. But there it is working. Use a clutch. Done deal. It's not the quickest of engines, isn't it? I recommend going and checking out some of the modular engine microcontrollers on the workshop. It's not as easy as just dividing it by 2. It's never as easy as that, unfortunately. Another thing that was the biggest issue is you're entering an 100 divided by 2, which means that you had, let's say, 100 on the air and let's say 50 on your fuel. Those things only work from 0 to 1. They don't understand anything above that. So that was probably the issue, is that it was giving fuel and air 1-1 because it can't go higher than that, and that's why it wasn't starting your engine. So yeah, I mean, there we go. Another thing solved. I'm not going to focus on the buoyancy and things like that. That just means you need to get a little more space in here. I'll maybe even make this deck area a little bit higher. But yeah, there we go. Another creation fix. Let's go and move on to the next one. Alright, and the next creation we're going to be taking a look at, the creator has submitted saying that the autoloader on the front gun, for some reason when it goes to reload the left ammo barrel, it doesn't fill up, whilst the right one does. Alright, so I mean, we'll have to jump into see what's going on. Reloading my controller. Oh wow, okay. So apparently one does and one doesn't reload. Alright, how does this go up and reload though? Okay, let's bring us into the workbench. Let's just have a quick look and see what's going on in here. So, I mean, you've got your barrel. Okay. You've got this, which goes up there. It goes into there. This one goes up into there. Okay, so what's happening is it looks like the creator's got all of this on some type of, guessing some type of rail system or something. Yeah, a little rail system here, which actually pushes the whole thing up. Let's just make sure the creator has got... Well, you know what you can do? Easiest way to check to see if these things are connected. Don't they give you a output? They do. They give you an output when they are connected. So you can get like a light or something on your deck. I've still got brown for some reason selected. So what we're going to do is just chuck one there and let's chuck another one. Oh wait, you've already done that, haven't you? Yeah. Ammo belt connected. Ammo belt connected. Alright. So... Well, you don't have electricity on most of these things, which is a slight worry to me. Unless you're playing in infinite electricity mode. I mean, you shouldn't really. Let's just go and check. Let's go and add some electricity. I mean, I guess we'll soon find out. Is everything else connected to electricity? It looks like it. Most of it is. Let's just connect some electricity to all this stuff just in case. That's your only issue. Let's just go and connect all this. There we go. Alright, let's go and spawn that in. Let's see what's going on. So we're going to spawn that in. There goes the boat. Happy, happy. Let's go into cockpits. Very dark in here. Sorry for you guys, for you viewers. It's very, very dark in here. And let's go driving seat. And then how do I, so pitch up and down. All right. And then what's the option to reload? Camera zoom, clutch, radar, fire. Also have it. So is it maybe just automatic reloading? Possibly. Wonder what would activate it to start doing its reloading procedure. Maybe once it's empty. I mean, we shouldn't have that many more rounds left in that big. Yeah, you can see both of those went up and both of them are on. Do you have an ammo count somewhere? Alright, I'm going to actually just bring us back in. And I'm just going to grab 2 dials and see what your ammo is on each one of these guns. Now, I don't know if obviously if you've made any changes to this thing since you submitted it. It wasn't that long ago. So ammo's going in there, ammo's going there. So if we grab this one, put it over there, and put this one over here. Okay, that's cool. And let's go and spawn that in now. And we'll do exactly the same thing we just did. But I want to see if those things actually are getting reloaded. Let's go into your cockpit. There we go. Onto your bridge. Let's start firing. So 17 rounds. So when the left one was empty, it switched to the right one. Another way of doing it is actually connecting it to your trigger. Is every time your trigger gets activated, it switches the things. Okay, so that's reloading. Okay, so the right one didn't reload. Okay, so why didn't the right one reload? Let's just bring us back into the workbench and let's have a little look around. So I think you've got almost identical setup, don't you? Let's go and have a look. So when this is connected, it starts feeding. Let's just go into this mode and double check. This is all correct, yes. That is definitely all going up. It is all getting connected. It definitely did get connected. It definitely should start feeding the ammo. Let's see why I wouldn't. These definitely have rounds in them. Yes, it does. So another reason why I don't see why you should have an issue there. This is also getting turned on. So once again, not too sure why that wouldn't be putting rounds in there. So the left one is definitely working. It's just the... Oh, hold on. I didn't connect the electricity there. Let's connect the electricity up. Let's try that one more time. Maybe it's just the electricity. Maybe that's the only issue with this build, is the electricity. Let's try again. Come in here, fire. I would also change the left click to push instead of toggle, but that's just my personal preference. We're mainly focusing on the right one because that's the one that wasn't working before. Yep, there we go. Look. 20 and 20. Fire again. There we go. Done. Alright, so the only issue that you had was your electricity that wasn't connected. Everything else was perfectly fine. So another creation fixed, although quite an easy one. Let's go ahead and see what's the next one. Alright, and moving on to the next creation, the creator has submitted this saying that they have tried everything but they can't get their engine to run for some reason. So I mean, let's take a look at it and see if we can fix it. I mean, the first issue I see is the wheels. I don't know if they're meant to be bigger or not, but oh well. Let's just see how this thing works. So jump in here, driving seat, push button throttle. I mean, am I meant to have infinite electricity and things on? Oh, why? Definitely got electricity. I'm interested to know why when I press that button, because that definitely should go to the starter, shouldn't it? And that starter definitely has electricity, doesn't it? It does. That's very interesting to me. Charge levels maximum on those. Is it like on a different body or something, maybe? Okay, let's have a quick look inside here. Hold on a minute. Your crankshaft is the wrong way. Your crankshaft is meant to be facing this way, not that way. There we go. That would probably fix the issue. So there, and there. All right, let's go try that now. So your crankshaft was facing the wrong way. Does that fix everything? It does. Okay, obviously this thing is not going to work too well because you need to get bigger wheels. But there we go. Another creation fixed. Quite a nice one, actually. Cool. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, and spawning in the last creation, this one apparently, once again, is another modular engine, one that is just not working. So, I mean, let's go jump inside it. Let's go and press the button. Well, it sounds like the engine's running. It is, but then it's slowly dying away. Alright, interesting. Very interesting. So I'm guessing all of this is actually set up correctly. I'm not going to spend too much of my time on this. I mean, what the heck is this thing for? Oh, to turn the pump on for refueling purposes. Okay, that's an interesting way of doing it. Alright, what else do you have going on here? I mean, like, this is not connected to anything, whatever this thing is. What is that meant to be? As you can see, it's not connected. Oh, maybe it was meant to be your exhaust coming out the back, but then you disconnected because you were like, oh, I don't know if I need it, or it's not. That's because it's not working, maybe. That's maybe why you disconnected. Alright, let's have a look at your setup for your wheels. And let's see what the heck is going on with your wheels. Well, alright. So, it looks like you've got your... Where's your clutch? Your clutch, sir, is right there. Your engines look like they're fine. They're going there. Your clutch is then going there. It's going to get split out. So, some of it's going into this gearbox stuff. And then the rest of it is going where? Try and figure out where this is all happening. So you've got the rest of it going into there, along there, along there, along there, down there, and then all the way down there into a pump. Huh? Why have you got your engine power going into a pump? Doesn't make any sense to me. Oh no, hold on. It isn't going into a pump. What is this block? Hold on. Okay, it's not. Okay. Crisis avoided there. It's not going into it. It looked like this was obviously a cross, and that's what I was wondering. Alright, so it's fine. It's actually just going into these gearboxes, which are facing away from the engine. Looks like you got some settings on them, some generic settings. Okay. You got that going through there. It's then coming up and across. Okay, so it goes there. And then up. And then down, and then across. Alright, that's one way of doing it, I guess. And then it also comes out here, goes across, down, and then out there. And does it shoot backwards? No, it doesn't. Alright, okay. So there's a couple of things I want to do here, is just to help us diagnose this thing. Let's get rid of this pump and whatever that thing was. We've got this that comes out here. I mean, this can go... Get rid of all this stuff at the top here. This is just purely for me to help myself here. You don't need to do this. I'm just doing this so I can actually see what's going on in your creation, and I can try and help you fix it. So that's going there. I would also bring it into the front, to be honest. So I would put another T-piece here and bring this so to four-wheel drive. Alright, and let's bring this into the front. Okay, so there we go. We've got your wheels there. This is facing forwards, this is facing forwards, this one's facing forwards, and this one's facing forwards. Your gearbox settings, let's have a look at that next. So 3 to 1, 2 to 1, 3 to 1. What's activating that? 4 on your hotkey. Okay, well, I don't really mind about that. Settings, no, I don't really worry about that. Everything else seems fine. So, I mean, I would like to spawn this in once more. What is controlling your throttle and things? Your engines. So it looks like your fuel is controlled by your WNS. Clutch is WNS and air is WNS. Everything is WNS. Alright, well that's not going to work. Modular engines, you need to split that stuff out. I mean, You should really get a modular engine controller for this. I mean, let's get one of mine, V5 modular engine controller with a set RPS on it. I mean, we don't need a set RPS one. We could get the throttle lever and key switch, or composite. Let's do the composite one instead. So this is one of my controllers from the workshop, guys. I've used a lot in builds. You can just pretty much grab it and you just connect it to everything you need. Radiator fans, it's got everything on it that you would need, to be honest. You got electrical engine, we don't have one of those. Modular engine clutch, there we go. We've got air throttle, air manifold, we've got fuel done. I mean, and it's that simple. We just need to grab the data from here. So that would be engine data. You got your seats. You can even add on a transmission system if you want to. And then that's pretty much about it. And I think, if I'm correct, one does all this. One also should turn on that. Also, just make sure one has got toggle. It does. All right, and I mean that should, in theory, do everything. So let's go and spawn that in and see if that's going to work. So one should be to turn engine on. All right, seems like your engine's dying also. Okay, let's see what else you have going on with your engine here. So you definitely have that all connected up. You definitely have fuel, don't you? Yeah, you do have fuel here. Diesel, 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 diesel. Yeah, so fuel is not an issue. Where's your air? Ooh, why is your air on a valve? What have you got the number on the valve? 0.5. Why are you limiting the air? Get rid of that. Done. Okay, so that's one thing that we just changed. What else is there on here that we could possibly fix? We've done the air, we've done the fuel's fine. The cooling, I don't really worry about that at the moment. And the exhaust, you've done this to obviously test it. Let's go and try that one more time. I mean, the air could have been the issue, couldn't it? You were halving the air. Okay, I understand. I kind of understand your theory behind that, but it's not the air you need to halve, it's the fuel. There we go. Done. So that's where you went wrong, is that the air doesn't need to be halved, it's the fuel that needs to be halved. But I mean, there we go. There's your creation working. We probably could have gotten away with not using my controller, but I mean, I built that for this exact reason, so that you could quickly just get a modular engine up and running. So there we go. Another creation fixed, and that's the end of this episode, guys. I mean, this has been quite fun. I have done this for quite a few months now, and I'm very happy to be back in it and doing it. I've had a lot of fun in just figuring out your guys' builds and fixing some things. I mean, that thing is slowly dying. I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, I mean, guys, I've had some fun with this episode. Let me know if you want to see some more of Fix Your Creations, and if you want to submit your own creation for the series, go and join the Discord server. All the rules are there. We have a channel for Fix Your Creations, so you guys can submit your own creations, and I'll take a look at them. But yeah, guys, if you have enjoyed the video, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and until the next one, we will see you then.